Most people would call a Salesforce technology job the dream. But at 25, Soundarya Balasubramani walked away from that path. So here is the question that makes her story interesting. Was leaving Salesforce the risky move, or was staying the safer trap? According to public reporting, she went on to build the Curious Maverick LLC, an educational venture around books and online communities. By the end of this video, you will see how one technical career became something more portable than a job title, a platform, a body of work, and a lesson for anyone sitting on knowledge they have not shared yet. Soundarya Balasubramani is an Indian professional whose story was reported by Economic Times in 2025. The article describes her as someone who left a coveted technology job at Salesforce to pursue entrepreneurship. It also says she launched the Curious Maverick LLC, an educational venture that publishes books and builds online communities. That is the public record we are working from. And because the sources are limited, I want to be careful. This episode is not claiming she built a major software platform or technical invention. It is looking at a different kind of achievement, turning expertise into educational products and community. Here's the problem many technical professionals face. They learn a lot inside companies. They understand systems, career moves, interviews, education, networks, and how opportunity actually works. But most of that knowledge stays trapped in private conversations. It stays in DMs. It stays in coffee chats. It stays in one person's memory. Soundarya's story is interesting because she appears to have moved in the opposite direction. Instead of keeping career knowledge invisible, she turned it into books and community. And that is a real lesson for people in tech. The main achievement here is not a line of code, it is turning hard won experience into a product people can return to. Economic Times describes the Curious Maverick LLC as an educational venture that publishes books and builds online communities. That may sound simple, but it is not. Because useful education is not just posting advice online, it means choosing a confusing problem, structuring it, explaining it without making people feel small, and building enough trust that strangers will give your work their time. That is the achievement worth studying here. She did not only collect career experience, she converted it into educational output. Pause here because this is the part people often misunderstand. The dramatic version of this story is she left Salesforce, but the useful version is deeper. She changed the container of her work. That is the shift. From employee to builder, from advice giver to author, from private experience to public resource. That is why this story has more tension than a normal career move. Leaving is one decision. Building something useful afterward is the real test. The company building part matters because an educational venture is not just content, it is positioning, it is trust, it is distribution, it is deciding which problem you want to be known for solving. For Indian women in technical careers, this is especially relevant. Many of us collect valuable knowledge through hard experiences. We learn how systems work. We learn which questions to ask. We learn what we wish someone had explained earlier. But if all of that stays in DMs and coffee chats, it disappears. When it becomes a book, a community, a guide, or a repeatable resource, it starts traveling without you being in every room. This is why Sundarya's story is timely. More technical professionals are thinking beyond the traditional career ladder. They are not only asking, what job can I get? They are asking, what can I build from what I already know? What problem do I understand better than most people? What resource did I wish existed when I was starting? Those questions turn experience into leverage. And that is the founder question hiding inside many careers. A technology role at Salesforce gave her a strong professional foundation. Second, entrepreneurial risk. Leaving a strong brand at 25 is not a small decision. Third, educational product building. Books and communities turn experience into something reusable. Fourth, audience trust. Education only works if people believe your guidance can help them. Fifth, independence. She moved from one company's path to building her own platform. The lesson is not that everyone should quit their job. The lesson is that your knowledge can become an asset if you package it clearly. If you are an Indian woman in tech, here is the practical lesson. Start noticing what people ask you for help with. That is often the clue. If people ask you about applications, write the guide. If people ask about interviews, create the checklist. If people ask about moving abroad, document the process. If people ask about career decisions, turn your experience into frameworks. You do not need to become a full time founder immediately, but you can start building public assets from private knowledge. That is how your work starts traveling beyond your own resume. Soundarya Balasubramani's story is a reminder that a technical career can create more than promotions. It can create products, it can create books, it can create communities, and it can create resources that help people who are a few steps behind you. If you want more stories of Indian women building unusual technical careers abroad, subscribe to the series. And if there is something people keep asking you to explain, pay attention. That might be the beginning of your own platform.